Art can be such a thrilling ride, you know? I had this invigorating encounter with photocubism today, introduced by a budding artist named Alex. Blasted me out of my comfort zone. And let me tell you this, it's like seeing the room from every damn angle all at once packed into one image. All these disjointed yet strangely coherent layers give, I don't know, more depth maybe? Or another damn dimension. Haha, caught up with Nina later. You know her, the vibrant spirit of our arty circle. It was a casual chat, mostly peppered around art and food. Nina, being Nina, stumbled upon a new tapas bar. Yup, TAPAs, could actually hear the excitement in her texts about some fabulous patatas bravas she had. My taste buds are now picturing all sorts of tantalizing tales. Not just this, our mutual gastronomic addiction finds another victim. We're planning to attack that place together soon. So, double the excitement. Back to art talk, Nina was intrigued by the concept of photocubism, so were a few others. They thought it was nuts given my usual style, but hey, what's art if not an adventure baked with nuts, right? The conversation kindled an idea. Why not blend it with my style and see what brews out of it? An unorthodox blend, but might end up being a unique piece. I'm definitely mulling over it. You know what's next, right? Picked up my trusty old bass, a breather from all the visual art. Got my fingers plucking the strings to Green Day's Basket Case and finally hitting every note like a boss. Forgiven for the cliché? Hell you buddy, it felt epic. Enough of my art and music shenanigans. Guess I am more happening than I thought. Nina even suggested a mutual jam session, her vocals and my bass. Can already foresee a musical chaos. But who knows, we might stumble upon a melody that sticks. We'll keep you posted. Damn, it's exciting, always throwing things into new perspectives, just like that photocubism. Honestly, between our chaotic art circle and my daily solo studio drill, it's fun to have these crazy blends of days. Because why color inside the lines when you can create a ruckus of your own, right? Anyway, gotta get back to my palette and brushes, mate. The chaos beckons. We'll fill you up with more tales soon. Take care. So, started my day off with a new venture today, and what could be better than exploring the vibrant world of words? I'm working on this exciting draft for a comprehensive blog post, comparing the styles, techniques, themes, and impacts of traditional versus contemporary art. Hey, you might ask, why sudden change, Andy? But who knows art better than an artist himself, right? Who knows? It might turn out to be the war and peace of art criticism. Now that's a lofty ambition. You know what struck me as I wrote? It's crazy how art, across time and space, remains a persistent mirror to society. Contemporary art's avant-garde and rebellious soul juxtaposed against traditional art's more conforming approach, its high-definition drama. Reminds me of the Green Day and Pretty Vicious contrast, don't you think? Nina and I had a sweet little chat today. You know Nina, always high on life. She asked about my perspectives on Salvador Dali's work. Uma, you remember that prominent clocks painting, right? The persistence of memory, such a visionary creation. Seeing Dali's work is like jumping down a rabbit hole, but you find yourself tickled by a flamingo at the bottom. It leaves you bamboozled but in awe simultaneously. Beauty of surrealism. And speaking of Nina, she has discovered this new artist, Lucia Mendoza, says her sculptures will move you to tears. Sometimes I contemplate, how do people weave such magic with their hands? Sculptures have always been alien territory for me. There's something absolutely magnetic about them. Maybe the mystery of the solid form? Still remember that time at Yale when I tried to chisel out David out of a block of clay and ended up creating something that oddly resembled an extraterrestrial from Mars Attacks. My incursion into Michelangelo's world was somewhat compromised. Oh, but coming back from that digression, I tried to get a sneak peek into Lucia's emotive sculpture, to experience her magic firsthand, but Nina had to decline due to the gallery policy. Who even frames these policies inhibiting the free flow of art? But well, rules are rules. There's always some red tape waiting to clip the wings of art. Somewhat reminds me of graffiti restrictions, no? Hey, there's some food in the conversation too. Nina was raving about this new place for veggie burgers. Says their avocado and beetroot burger is sublime. Now, if that's not food porn, I don't know what is. Seriously, sometimes I think gastronomy surpasses art in the creative domain. A burger layered with intricate, vibrant ingredients, a sumptuous edible Monet, no less. Well, we're back where we began, at the crossroads of food and art, aren't we? The comparison of art forms, traditional or contemporary, critically analyzing Dali's works or contemplating over New Age sculpting, all mesh into an intricate palette. Add to this the exquisite veggie burger in the mix and viola. A day well spent, wouldn't you agree? But look at me going on and on about my day. Feels like I've traveled through multiple dimensions, artistic, gastronomic, and whatnot, in a single day. Probably a slight detour down this winding art path. A little change from the usual solo studio drill wouldn't hurt anyone, right? And you know, if you're not happy with my sudden foray into the art criticism world, blame it on the unfinished cup of green tea on my table. A writer trapped in an artist's body, fancy that. But time to sign off, buddy. Need to put my thinking cap back on and navigate further down this art criticism path. See ya. There's an unfinished blog draft calling me. Oh, how the intricate webs of strategy games weave such a stimulating ambrosia. I spent some quality gaming time today, and it threw me onto a roller coaster ride of strategic thinking and thrills. You might think an artist playing computer games? But hey, the tactical maneuvers surely sparked some newfangled creativity. Imagine raiding mighty fortresses using an army of 8-bit minions, trippy, right? Art isn't just restricted to a canvas after all. I think the whole idea of framing a grand strategy, keeping a step ahead of your in-game opponents, it's such an immersive challenge. Chamyuarimam. A real battle of wits, I'd say. The design, the ambiance, the music. It's like an interactive canvas that's brewing a plot of its own. A narrative that you can shape your own way, the way your thinking drives the story. It's exhilarating. Yep, it's something extra to nibble on while sipping my morning green tea. Been chatting with Nina today as well, you know, the usual. Art, animation, food, oh, and also this game. Conversation always goes all sorts of places with her. Talked about good old Tony from the Martin Lawrence Gallery. Remember the suit guy? Looks like he's doing well, driving art magic into the world. It's always the artists who sprinkle these specks of glitter onto this desolate world. Now, imagine a world where Remy, you know the rodent from Ratatouille, is crisscrossing through our art studios. That was the hilarious imagery our chat landed on. Can envision? A rat trooping his way through paints and easels, a small maestro with a brush in his paws. Gave quite the chuckles, gotta say. Conversations with Nina are always a riot. And yes, had another solo culinary endeavor tonight, tried crafting a pasta masterpiece with a new recipe. Imagine an edible version of Starry Night swirling on the plate. Okay, that might be pushing it a smidge, but heck, why not? Drawing inspiration from Remy, if a rat can cook, so can I. Nina seems to like the idea of cooking fancy, even suggested those food video challenges. You know, like when they try recreating a burger from Bob's Burger or the Krabby Patty from SpongeBob. Back to kitchen disasters maybe, but sure would be fun, eh? Not just the culinary world, she also seems intrigued by this indie strategy game I'm getting my hands on. Talks are on to incorporate it into our next hangout. See, digital art found a place in our arty circle. Huh, who'd have thought? So basically, today has been all about stirring the pot, be it creating food art or digital painting the game Conquest. But hey, every spice, every subtle nuance is what really enriches our palate, don't you think? From the canvases of Van Gogh to the kitchens of Ratatouille, the world is our easel. Today also made me contemplate, isn't it astounding that the way we look at art, the way we experience it, is just as poetic and imaginative? Just like the complexity tucked away in that strategy game, or the romanticism in cooking up a gourmet meal, everything's merging boundaries, even digital and culinary art forms. It's phantom visual art. Well, on that thought, I better call it a day.